Bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another day in the life of a Bootstrap Real Estate Investor. You know what? Looking at this, looking at myself here with this wannabe beard and these glasses that are like translucent, it reminds me of John Goodman, and I think it's The Big Lebowski. No, it's the one when he has the gun and he has those yellow glasses and he's like getting ready to go do something crazy. I forgot what movie that is, but anyway, that's kind of what it reminded me of. So I was out buying myself a guitar for my birthday. Just got myself a very nice high-end blues guitar that I've hollow body that I've had my eye on for a while. So I went ahead and treated myself to that. It was either that or a Harley. This was a little bit more affordable, so I went with this one. But I'll get my Harley either end of the year or first of next year. So I digress. I'm out looking at this house, and I'm at this guy's house getting this guitar, and I'm in a neighborhood that is an upscale neighborhood, and it's about a half an hour away from where I live. So I'm not out there all that much. So I figured, well, I'm already out here, so I might as well go ahead and look up on Zillow and see what I can find. So I looked up on Zillow, and I saw there are like 6 or 7 different properties. And so I'm driving around looking for these properties, and every single one of them is occupied. I'm like, all right. And then I hit a gold mine. I go by this house, totally vacant. And the signs is you can see the cobwebs around the doorknob. You can see, hey, what's up, Ashley? You can see the grass is dead, not just overgrown, but dead. The fence is kind of falling apart in certain spots. And so you can see that there's definitely signs of distress and neglect from the home and from the yard. So I go and I knock on the door next to me on the house. You know, I mean, it's a corner lot, so I went to the house right next to it, and I knocked on the door, and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, hasn't been there for about a year now." Was real kind of tight-lipped, like, he's gone. He's in the Bay Area somewhere. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Well, she didn't know if I knew the dude or not, and she was kind of skeptical. She's like, "Yeah, he's not. He's in the Bay. He moved, you know." And so I got a little bit of information, like, okay, he's not there. He's in the Bay. So when I go skip trace, I can go look for addresses and phone numbers in the Bay Area. I go across the street, and I talk to the guy there, and he's like, "You want to talk to the lady over there in the red house, or the reddish orange house? She knows him more than I do, or better than I do." I'm like, "All right." So I walk back across the street because I didn't get her name or even ask if she had a phone number. I normally always ask if they say they know the guy, like, "Well, do you have a phone number?" And I didn't ask that. So I go back across the street, and I start talking to her. And I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, to bug you again. I didn't ask you the first time, but do you happen to have his phone number?" She's like, "I actually don't have his phone number." And then I asked her I and stuff like this, and she's like, she starts telling me all this information, and I'm recording this, by the way. And then I get all the information that I need. She's like, "Oh yeah, we have fleas because they had pit bulls. There was a grow house. The house is kind of like falling apart inside. One of the rooms got flooded. The floors, there's like no floor on the second floor, so you just drop down to the second, from the second to the first. All kinds of crazy stuff about this house." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds great, And then I left, and I turned off the recording. And so I go, because I'm in the backyard, I'm getting ready to actually do a live broadcast, and then I'm walking out to the front, and she's like out there by my car, and she's like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "Yeah, hey, what's up, Melinda?" That's her name. And she's like, "Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. What company do you work for?" And I'm like, "Actually, I work for myself." She's like, "Well, I just wanted to know how come you asked my name so many times." I'm like, so I'm like, okay, I'm getting the vibe that she's a little bit uncomfortable. So I just straight up tell her, I was like, "Okay, you know what? I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't know the guy. I'm looking to buy the house from him. It sounds like he's a grower, so he's going to be paranoid already. You told me he has pit bulls. Most growers have guns and pit bulls. It's the 2 things I know about them, because they're paranoid. And so if I can at least talk to him or approach him with some kind of familiarity, like, 'Hey, I talked to your neighbor Melinda,' he's not going to think I'm like the DA trying to hound the guy for his, his drug money or something like that. That's why I asked you your name." She's like, "Oh, okay." And then after that, she tells me all kinds of garbage about this dude, how he's cheated on his girlfriend, has 9 kids elsewhere. She left him. She's urging the girl to leave this boyfriend kind of situation because it's all bad. Goes into graphic detail. I'm like, whoa, way too much information here. But I'm telling you, man, so I asked her again, I'm like, "Are you sure you don't have his number?" Because she's like, his mom's name is Denise, his sister's name is this, I called him before because I had a flea issue, and now I have a rat issue, and the pit bull got out, and I called the mom because the pit bull got out, and I'm like, wait, you told me you didn't have the phone number. She's like, I don't have them anymore because when I tried them, they were disconnected and they wouldn't work, so I deleted them from my cell phone. I'm like, all right. But literally, I got a lot of information from this lady. She's like, yeah, he comes back in the middle of the night, cleaning the place out. So I'm like, okay, cool. He's been in default as I looked on it multiple times. He bought it in 2005 or 2006 and has been in default like 7 times and has brought it out 6 times. I think this is the one time though that she thinks that he's done with it because he stopped trash service, he stopped a bunch of stuff. He's had other homies come live at the property. There's a pretty nice pool table in there. But anyway, yeah, I think the dude's, he's done with it. So, gonna go ahead and skip trace this guy. But I'm telling you, neighbors are amazing. Just getting in and talking to him. The conversation that I had with her was like 18 minutes. And so it's kind of lengthy. I'm gonna share this information at some point. I just don't know when or how, but that's my intent. But like I'm saying is these neighbors are just, they have a plethora of information. They want to be helpful. They want to give you stuff. And you're only hurting yourself by not going and talking to the neighbors of these properties, especially if they're vacant. I mean, that's how I got this house, the one that I just evicted the dude on the 30th. I evicted him on the 30th. We had the lockout. He moved out the day before, but we had the lockout on the 30th, and I rented it the same day. I got that house because I talked to the neighbors. And guess who the neighbors were? The lady's daughters. So she died, she passed on, and it was her daughters who were living next door who I ended up getting the house from. So it's like, you gotta talk to the neighbors. I mean, I don't know, I can't get any more perfect example than that. Than, the neighbor being the daughter and her just saying, hey, here's that, walking me over, opening the house and having me walk inside and, show me every possibly, bad thing wrong with the house, why I would never want to buy this house. But anyway, get out there, make some connections. This is Labor Day weekend, and I'm telling you, you know what, spend some time with your family, but at the same time, people are going to be home. They're not going to be working. You're going to be able to find people, whether they're the people of the houses or whether they're the neighbors that you want to get in touch with because they know information about the house. Just get out there and make it happen. Because I'm telling you, you're just one deal away from changing your entire financial future. So this particular house, he's upside down. He owes like $400,000. It's worth in his condition is probably worth like $290. So what will I do with it? I don't know. I got to look at the condition of it. He has to be willing to give it away or do something with it. I'm probably more likely going to do a short sale with it. It sounds like it's been on and off several times with the different lenders, and the lenders have just kind of sat on it. They don't know what to do with it because it's in such disrepair. So if I presented them, I think, with a short sale offer, I might have a very viable chance of doing something with this one. But anyway, I'm Ryan Nickel. I'm going to go buy some dinner with my family. We're having a family movie night tonight, and I'll talk to you all later.